fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 1992 film Kickboxer 3, starring Sasha Mitchell, Dennis Chan, Richard Comer, and Noah Verduzco. But first, a word from our sponsors. Overview of the movie. After arriving in Rio de Janeiro to defend his title, kickboxing champion David Sloan befriends two local homeless children who serves as guides for him. However, one of the children is kidnapped by the person who is managing the fighter challenging for Sloan's title. Not only must Sloan retain his title, but he must take on the Rio underworld and help save his new friend. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, I really liked the story of this movie. And by that I mean, for the time, this story was new. This story was original. It was fresh. It's something you don't see every day. Or at least it was for the time. I mean, it was great. It was entertaining. You know, it wasn't like, oh, they kidnapped my daughter, or they kidnapped my girlfriend, or they kidnapped my wife, or so-and-so, or other family member type thing. No, it wasn't that. It was new. It was original. It was, you know, he just met this kid. He just met this girl, and she was kidnapped, and he has to fight to get her back because she's really important to, like, his new best friend. I mean, it was really fun. It was really exciting, and it was original. It takes place in Rio, which at the time was not very common. You still don't really see a lot of movies that are made in Rio. Also, they did a fantastic job of just establishing the main villain in this movie. I mean, seriously, the first scene of this movie is this girl running away from him, and she's being chased down by like one of the guy's henchmen. And he catches her, he brings her back into this room with a whole bunch of other girls that he's kidnapped, and he's selling into sexual slavery and stuff. He's like, why do they do this? Why do they run away? I take care of them, I feed them, I'm like a father to them. Do you know what happens when you get punished? Or when you do something wrong? He just grabs out a gun and he shoots the girl who ran away in front of all the other girls in the room, who he has also kidnapped, and he's also selling into sexual slavery. A great way to establish him as a bad guy, as someone you're not supposed to like. They don't tell you he's a bad guy, they just go right out and show it, and that was fantastic. Also, the fight scenes in this movie were very fun, and they were very exciting. And these are your typical martial arts fight scenes. I mean, Sasha Mitchell is a kickboxer. He's an amateur kickboxing champion, or again, at least he was at the time this movie was filmed. So he has the experience. He knows what he's doing. The fights look realistic, they look gritty, they're fun and exciting to watch. The fight scenes in this movie are just absolutely fantastic. The cons of this movie? Well, first of all, Zien. Now, don't get me wrong. Zien is one of my favorite characters from the entire Kickboxer franchise. He was in the first three, and in the first two, he was absolutely amazing. And the acting and the way Dennis Chan played the role of Zien in this movie was still just as amazing. The problem was the writing, how the character of Zien was written. I mean, in the first two movies, he was kind of this mysterious teacher, role model, mentor type figure. In this movie, he's more like a plucky sidekick. You really ruined him by writing him like that. They took him way too far out of his element, way too far out of what the character is. They made him into something else. He would have served so much better just have the character be someone else. Have a different actor playing him, give him a different name. Just remove Zien from the whole franchise and bring in another person. That would have been so much better and not just damaging the character of Zien that I had grown to know and love so much. Also, like I said, Sasha Mitchell looked the part, and he had the physicality to play the part. But let's be honest, his acting is stiff. I mean, he's easily the worst actor in the movie. He was very stiff, very robotic, very mechanical in his acting. It really took away from it. It really took away from that role, away from the character, and it made it difficult to watch at times. It was just laughing at how, yeah, he's just being like this California Valley dude type guy. That's his character. It just doesn't feel right for this character. Maybe it's just me, but it just felt out of place. Also, the thing that annoyed me the most about this movie, though, the convenience. I mean, a lot of this might as well just be called Convenience the Movie. I mean, at one point, David Sloan just conveniently happens to know how to use a machine gun that he just picked up and saw for the first time in his life. He has no military experience. He's a professional kickboxer. And before he became a professional kickboxer, he was a kickboxing instructor. But yet somehow he knows how to break people's necks with his bare hands. He knows how to take apart and clean and operate and everything with the machine gun and all types of firearms, even though he has no training with them. He just conveniently knows how to do this. And like the main bad guy just conveniently happens to be the person who manages the guy Sloan has to fight. I mean, that one I'm willing to forget because, the movie has to have a plot. I'll forgive that one. But still, it was way too convenient, even with that one incident not being taken into consideration. My overall thoughts on the movie? I'm a huge fan of this movie, and I give it 2 thumbs up. This is easily one of my favorites out of the Kickboxer franchise, at least out of the ones that I've seen. Yes, this movie does have some flaws in it, but they aren't big enough or serious enough to prevent me from enjoying the movie. This movie is mindless entertainment, and if that's what you want, you can't go wrong with Kickboxer 3. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week and top 10 lists posted on the 10th of every month. Also, if you have any recommendations for things you would like me to cover in the future, please leave them in the comments below and follow us on Twitter at explosions_TV. Thank you and have a nice day.